Hello and welcome, one and all. Today's tale is about one creature considered by many to be blessed with longevity of life, and how the inevitable effects of time forces the poor creature to stand alone, as it claims each and every single being that matters to this noble and majestic creature. Today's story is about how the poor creature reminisces about a past that will never come. If you would like to listen to more stories like this, then please subscribe. Now, let's begin. Ah, so it seems I am the last of this once noble convocation. Time, relentless as it is, has claimed my brothers and sisters, leaving me alone amidst these silent, empty chairs. Once we were the cornerstone of this kingdom, a beacon of hope and unity. And now, only memories remain, fragile and fleeting like smoke dissipating in the wind, yet they continue to linger in some corners of my mind. At times, I curse the longevity bestowed upon us, dragons, to outlive all others in this realm. How heavy a burden it has become, for I still recall the days when these empty chairs were filled with your presence, as we engaged in heated arguments about the state of affairs, and how we would laugh about it all at the end of the day, but now nothing but silence. How many empires have I watched rise and fall, their prominence fading into dust? Yet, for some reason, I thought this one, our creation, would endure. Was it arrogance, pride, or perhaps foolish hope, believing our kingdom would grow eternal because we built it together, my brothers and sisters? Or perhaps has the relentless march of time dulled my senses and dimmed my judgment as I got swept by the relentless currents of time? Do you recall, my brothers and sisters, how we were but lambs in the shadow of the old rulers, with little to call our own? Everything began here, in this very room. I can still hear it, our laughter echoing throughout, as we hatched grand, improbable plans, while dividing the crops to feed the poor. Do you remember how we scoffed at the idea that change would ever come? We thought it would be impossible to win, because they held all the magic formulas and spells that I had created. They wielded my own work as an impenetrable shield against us, and it seemed hopeless to even dream of victory. I was truly surprised by the fact that they were able to wield my own creations so masterfully. I was truly taken aback by the sight, for I have taught no one nor left notes of how to activate my spells. Yet despite all that, and yet despite the odds and our disbelief, the winds of change still found their way to us, as they roared through the land like a mighty trumpet, announcing the old ruler's illness, proving that even the mightiest of fortresses could crumble when struck by the force of unexpected change. It was our chance. The ruling bodies quarreled with one another for power, and somehow, against all odds, our plan succeeded. But it came at a grievous cost. Many of us were lost in the chaos of that fateful day, where while the survivors bore deep scars, some visible, others etched deep within their hearts, and the others were afflicted with horrible curses that would haunt them forever. Still, we had to resolve ourselves. In an instant, the land found itself in utter disarray. The people needed a means for stability. I remember the look on our leader's face when we urged him to take the throne. He insisted that he was unworthy, undeserving of the mantle of king, but I reminded him of his vow, spoken long ago when he came to me, seeking aid. That day, that moment, remains etched in my heart forever. I remember he came to me, calling me by that silly nickname. Ancient dragon of knowledge, I seek your guidance. Please help me restore our homeland. You have watched over us since its inception. Surely you know the way to bring us back to the old glory days. Young one, how do you know of this, of my actions, and how I guided your land from the shadows into the golden age of prosperity? The only was privy to such knowledge were the ruling bodies, and you are clearly not one of them, little one. I once was, but I was cast out, disowned by my father. Come a little closer. Now I see it. You are the child of the Minister of Public Affairs, are you not? How could you know that? You bear his likeness. I beg you, please help us. And why should I? Was it not your kin who drove me from the land, casting me into exile? That may be so, but the innocent masses had no hand in your exile, for they did not know of your existence, nor of your banishment. They bear no guilt for the arrogance of the few. I beg you, I beg of you, give them a second chance for the sake of our kingdom. I vow to right the wrongs of my kin. Very well, young one. I shall aid you in this endeavor. Thank you. You will not regret it. Ah, how time flies! I recall it all as if it were yesterday. And now, here I stand, pondering the weight of my remaining days. My purpose, once so clear, now fades like an ancient scroll left in the sun's gentle light. I have traveled far and wide, collecting knowledge of many different lands and creatures, trying to fulfill my lifelong dream of documenting everything I could possibly learn during my travels, from the smallest of insects to the largest of the mountain giants. It was during one of these travels that I met the founder of this land, a meeting that changed everything. Back then, I was but a young scholar, driven by insatiable hunger for knowledge. The founder, similar to the leader, came to me seeking aid. For you see, he is the one that gave me the title, the Dragon of Knowledge. The reason was that back then, in my youth, I refused to act on anything that did not ignite my curiosity, but he made me an offer I could never refuse. A library brimming with scrolls, books, and magical artifacts, a treasure trove far beyond my wildest dreams. And now, even those trinkets have lost their luster. Only one thing remains precious to me, the cane you all crafted to help me balance myself after I was afflicted with that terrible curse. It is my anchor, a symbol of our bond, and I treasure it more than gold or jewels. But now it is time to move on. I have done much I can for this land and its people, but now, with the passing of you all, it is time for me to go back home and see what changes have occurred there. I shall never forget you all or the precious moments we spent together. Farewell until we meet again. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Farewell, see you during the next one.